Show you right now. Hello, everybody. Welcome to this charting session. We are back live. Michael Clark, owner of Culture Shock Investments, here with you, and we are ready to make some more money this week. Last week, let's go over last week really quick, because last week, I think six out of the nine levels that we called out hit last week. So if you were here, if you're in the Discord, you definitely benefited. We made some good money last week. Uber. We had Uber entry at 94.50. We hit the first target at 97.70. We got that on Uber. Apple 213 call entry, 216.20 take profit. We got that off of Apple. The Q's 548 call entry. We got the 550 target and the 555 target. The Q's gave us. That was beautiful. That was a lovely push. Tesla, we got the put entry. The put entry gave us both the targets, 314 and 311, with the 317.50 entry on Tesla, okay? And then we had Coinbase, 370 call entries with a 380 target. We got that. 361.30 entry, 370 target and a 380 target. We got both targets. That's right. Coinbase fed very nice last week. Coinbase has actually been paying the bills the last few weeks. I'm not going to lie. Coinbase has been doing lovely. Then we had Palantir, 139.88 call entry, and 142 target and a 144.50 target. We hit both of those targets. So 6 out of the 9 call outs hit last week, and we're going to run them back and we're going to do it again. So there's value here in these charting sessions. I try to tell people that every week. Make sure you're setting your price levels and alerts. We're not doing this for my health. And this is why, as we continue to provide and show proof of value, the cost will increase. Yesterday's price is not today's price. Okay? So the value you're getting out of these trades, these are trades that are making you my annual subscription in the matter of 1 or 2 trades. Okay? So I'm still keeping my costs low comparative to the value being provided, because I do want this information really to get out to the community. But I know y'all got it, so let's get it. And don't be cheap. Don't be cheap with yourself, because this is really an investment in yourself, not me. And let's go ahead and get it popping for this week. Let's get some micro strategy levels in. Goddess, you had 2 companies you said. I got my Discord crew in here. Everybody from the Discord, say what's up. Say hello.
What up, what up? What it do, what it do?
Got Rome, I got B, got Goddess, and Melly in here. Tesla's on there, man. Trust me, I got Tesla on there. Don't worry. Tesla and Apple on the list already. Who else we need? Walmart. We know I'm not doing Coinbase this week. We doing MicroStrategy. I don't want you trading all them different companies anyway. You good with Tesla? And who else you said? Apple. Tesla and Apple. I don't want you being too much all over the place. I want to add Walmart to the list, because I do feel like Walmart's been in a little pullback. That's one of my long-term plays. So I'm going to do this for Goddess for this week's levels. But I'm in them long-term. I think Walmart's going to have that push over $100 soon. We're just waiting for that to happen. So I add Walmart to the list. All right. Let's get it in then. Let me pull up the chart.
Oh, you know who I did want to add to the list of?
Who?
My boy told me to add WMT.
It's Walmart.
Oh, that's Walmart.
We on the same page.
Yeah.
That's Walmart.
Boys there, look at them.
That's funny.
All
All right,
right,
so
right on cue.
So the first company I want to look at some micro strategy. My guy Rome was on the head with Coinbase. You know, Coinbase is a little hot. But MicroStrategy, I feel like is little less hot than Coinbase, considering that they went through a recovery bounce. Coinbase, I believe, is at all-time highs. MicroStrategy still has room to hit its all-time high at 543. So I want to play that gap up to the all-time high. With everything in crypto as far as Bitcoin being at an all-time high, I feel like a lot of things are about to trail behind it. As long as Bitcoin holds that 118, above 115,000, I think you start seeing a lot of those altcoins and companies like MicroStrategy go retest their highs. So I have levels on MicroStrategy already because I was looking at them. I got a call entry at $444.95, $444.95. Now, because on the weekly, you see, there's a big gap between that 444 and 500. That's more of a psychological level. Let's see if we can find something in between on the daily that can give us a better look at what we're seeing, or give us another level in between. So if we go back, we see when last time we went up to that 543, we did hit a little level right here. What is that? 452. Okay, I'll take that. And then it hit another level. It had a low support at 457. And then we could even put a little level here, even though it's not a wick. I'll put a light level here. And we're going to make this a light resistant, a light purple, so I know that's not a wick. At 473. Alright, so I like the 444 entry. I like the 452 as the first target to see how it acts at 452.87. And then we could go to 457.50. At that point, I would only be holding a runner to see if we potentially test that 473 and then 500. Especially if we're doing that within this week. This is crypto week, so there's going to be a lot of action in the crypto market. You're going to see a lot of activity, a lot of conferences, a lot of presentations, a lot of new ideas and tools. I'm sure ways to invest in crypto coming out, ways crypto is going to be able to be spent easily on a day-to-day basis. A lot of that's going to start coming out. So if we get in at that 444.95 level, we could say the put entry then, let's go back to the weekly. So a put entry could be, it's at 434 right now. Yeah, I like it if it gets below, back below this 415. 414.44. We'll use that as a put entry. First target we will set on that put is, mind you, MicroStrategy is hella volatile, okay? So this price action can actually all happen within 1 week. But I hope we get clean upward price action and we don't get one of these crazy pullbacks that they tend to do sometimes, because that makes the week pretty messy. And we're going to convert this, was put entry before, we're going to convert that to the second target. All right, so put entry at 414.40, 403.45 will be your first target, and then 392.68 will be your second target on that put. Now, the stop out for the put and the call is around the same range to me. If you're in both, this is not a contract for the weak-hearted. These are contracts that are going to test your will. So you could say to stop out. And these contracts are usually pretty expensive on MicroStrategy and like Coinbase because they're so volatile. So don't trade this unless you're able to afford a contract that's at least over a week out. I wouldn't try to trade this within an intra-week contract. So something that expires next week or the following weeks. If you're looking for this, if we get triggered at this call entry or put entry, do not do an intra-week trade. If the target hits, take the profit on the target. I'm quick to tell people to take profit on the first target, but because this is crypto week, I want to see how we react at that 452 for MicroStrategy. But the stop It's going to be 425.69. On the call and the put. So this is a position that the further out you go, the smaller percentage loss you may end up taking on that movement from the entry to there, because that is a decent move from 444 to 425. Actually, no, I'm sorry. The call stop, if you got in that 444, your call stop is going to be 437.76. Yeah, 437.76 is the call stop. Yeah, there we go. And the put stop is about 425.69. So around $11, give or take, on the put. Because if we pull all the way back down below 415 after rallying up here, there's a high chance it dips below 400 again. Alright, let's move on to another one I know that people like to trade. We'll go on to the QQQ. I believe I have some levels in on them already. Now the Qs is trading their all-time highs, as you see here. Take off the levels, you see the chart. And Qs are trading their all-time high, well, above all-time highs. They already hit it last week, and we had a little pullback off the all-time high right here on this wick. So this is where we want to zoom in on, this little area right here. This is the area of focus right now. And with that being the case, we're floating near the high. So what you want to do in this case, anytime you're hitting all-time highs near for a company, you want to make your call positions, if you're doing option trades, a little bit smaller. If you're in long-term positions and you have shares, you may want to start taking some profit here, make your exposure a little bit smaller, so that way, if there is a pullback that we get from all-time highs, you don't have to have your entire position get hit with that pullback. And there's no real levels for us to look forward to on the way up, other than what economists are projecting, and then psychological levels, which are probably like every $5 that you're looking at on the Qs or SPY. That'll be considered a psychological level. So when we hit this 550 over here, you could have seen, if we do the replay, if we go back 550 right here, there was no level above there on Qs before that, right? So you had to have levels that you set for psychological levels. So 555 was the next psychological level up for the Qs after that. Of course, we got that as things played out. We got that 555 level, and then we see now we're in a little rejection after that. So we're going to look and see how we want to play the Qs off of this this small range that we have to the upside, which is going to be 555, and 560 will be the next level I will put up after that 555. Well, I'm sorry, we do have a little high. We have some levels right here. If you really zoom in on the chart, you can see those levels on the weekly. So you have a little level right there at what is this? 557.26. That could be a take profit. And then at the very all-time high, you got that 557.63. So after that 557.63 level, if you're not taking profit from the call entry, you got in at 554.38, which is going to be the call entry. 554.38 for this week for the Qs. And we're going to look for the first target for me is going to be 555.03. And then the 550, I want to look for 556.55, which is a level I've been watching, which I have it in black here. That's a level I've been watching and looking for the Qs to close above to look for that next leg up. It seems to keep getting rejected right there. So we're going to see if it's able to break that level this week. And then the stop out will be this 553.35. Short stop. Keep it short. Because on these pullbacks, it could get vicious, and it could get vicious quick because we're near all-time highs. So you could get a lot of people selling and taking profit at once. What's up?
You said 553.45?
553.35.
35, all right.
Yeah, right here. I got my screen up. I got my chart up on the Discord.
Nah, yeah, nah. I'm looking at you and watching. I can't really do both.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Nah, watch it.
But
Yeah, the chart right
yeah,
here.
yeah.
This
But
is the
I'm here.
553.35. Nah, you good. But that's the level. So you watch. You trading Q. So that's the level you want to jump in at.
Right. That's what we on right now. Q's, yeah. So that's what I just put in my levels. All right, who we going to next, my boy?
All right, all right. We got the Qs. I was trying to see who jumped in here just now. I didn't know who this person was. Who's this? That
Yeah,
jumped in the Discord.
yeah. Somebody. Let me see. I just told my homeboy to jump in.
Okay, is that him?
Hold on. I'm trying to get back to the Discord.
No, you good. It's all good.
Yeah,
Teaching is
yeah,
for the
yeah, yeah.
people.
That's my
Teaching is
boy.
for the
That's my
people.
boy. That's my boy.
All
That's
right,
my boy right there.
all right. We in here then. Let's go. So the Q put
My
levels.
boy's in here.
We gotta look at the put levels for the Qs now. So if we have a pullback this week, 544. Well, we had the 554 call entry. So the way I want to change it now, this was last week for me. This week now, I want to look at 550. If we get back below 550, that's going to be my put entry. And we're going to look for that to retest. Let me squeeze this in. Yeah, we're going to look to retest that 544 area. Now, this little gap right here, this little green square everybody's seeing on the screen, this is considered a gap up on the weekly, right? So a lot of times, sometimes, most of the times, gaps get retested. And that means that the stock will have to come back down here and retest this gap, which means the price will have to come back down to this 540, 539 area. And either it could refill the gap all the way and come back down to 532, or the gap could hold and this could be a new support level. And this being new support level, coming in as a new support would be good, because now we get to continue up from here, back up, and we get to go up further than we came last time, because we found a new support, and which was higher up than the last support level that we had, which was down here at 525. So this is a possibility, and that could happen if that 550 put level is triggered, and we're going to watch for that. But if we get that 550 put level triggered, it could go to 544 real quick, and we could be back down at 539. It's not the end of the world. Don't panic if this happens, but I know that's how a lot of people will react if the market drops like that. So those are the put levels. We got the 550 is the put entry. Pretty clean level. 544.55 is going to be the put target, and 539.08 is going to be the second put target. All right, and we're going to say the stop out on the put, I'm going to keep it at the 553.35, same level as the call stop. We'll keep those stop levels the same. So there go your QQQ levels for you. I'll go ahead and erase these so y'all don't get confused. You got the 555.03. I'll get rid of that. And this is the top. Q's get the 557.26. I would even sell my running right there. I'll get out, because you don't know what's about to happen next. You could try to sit in for the 560 run, which will be the next psychological level. But if you got more than 30% profit, why be greedy? That's what I say. Don't be greedy. The market kills pigs. Pigs get slaughtered in the market. Don't be a pig. All right, let's move on to the next company. One of my boys' favorite, Rome's favorite. We'll do Tesla. Let's get some Tesla levels in. Tesla's been on a slump recently. After their all-time highs, they've been on a nice little pullback. If you look at the chart here, you'll see Tesla was all the way up here at this high at 488, and they got smacked all the way down to 210. Almost went below 200. That's a $200 drop, almost $300 drop off. And now they settle off back around this mid area where they broke out from last time they had a breakout. So if you look right here, when they had that gap up, when was this? This is November 2024 election. So this was the election. So this election gap up right here, this is kind of where it's finding support at right now. It's finding support. Remember, we were talking about the buying blocks and the gap ups. It found support on that gap. So the bottom of that gap, you see, it didn't get lower than that. It held that support. So this is good. So now this is a signal for us. Now we know that we can set a level of support right down here that we should not get below. What's going on here? Oh shit, that's why. I already had levels down there. I'm like, why are my levels not up? So I already had a level down there. All right, so that 273.26, that's the ultimate support level. It shouldn't get any lower than that. It gets any lower than that, it's kind of being oversold if you ask me. And right now, the call entry we're going to look for, remember we're on a weekly chart. We're going to look on macro time frames. We need to make sure we stay on large time frames when charting. We do not chart off of small time frames because small time frames give you small price levels with small strength and give you small profit. Alright? A lot of things get smaller when you keep going on a smaller time frame. Small chance of success, high chance of failure as well. That's the only thing that gets big on a small time frame. Your chance of failure, that's the only thing that grows. But we want to stay on the larger time frames and make sure we are looking at macro movement. So a call entry for me, Tesla is going to be 317.57 this week. We get above there, that shows it breaks the resistance level from the week of June 25th. We want to look to break above there. Oh, let me see who's texting me. And Rome, where you at, Rome? You in here?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm watching.
All right, where's the take profit level at for Tesla then? If you're getting in at 317.57, where you see the take profit level, or the next take profit level at?
That wick right there. What is that? 3.
This one?
Hold up. Yeah, that one.
All right, good call.
Somewhere.
Yeah, that's right. So that's the take profit level right there. So that's where we want to take profit at if we get in at 317. We want to take profit there, and we will want to take profit. I got another level here at 330. 317. We want to take profit there, and we will want to take profit. I got another level here at 330. That'll be the next take profit level. So that's the range for Tesla to the upside this week. If you go any higher than that, you're reaching, and those will be like reach levels, but it could potentially push up there at 335 and 342.50. It can happen, but you're reaching. Don't reach. When you reach, you get a whistle. You get a reaching foul for when you reach, man. Too many of those, you gotta get put on the bench. You foul out. You don't want to foul out reaching too much. So now, yeah, let me reaching. So you got the put entry here at 295. I got that from back here on April 28th, 2025. That'll be our put entry. If we really want to wait and be patient. If you want to get in early on the put, you can, but it'll be a little high risk. But the best opportunity you're going to have for a put before that, the put entry I see that I like, if you want to get in early, it'll be right there. You got to put entry at 309, okay? But you're going to hit a lot of targets quick on that put entry because there's a lot of levels in between there, which is why I was saying wait for that 300 to break. Once you get below 300, you got some pretty big gaps that you could have filled. But you're getting at 309, you got a level at 307 and 303 already that could potentially, we could bounce back up from. So you could do the 309 entry and take those targets, or you could wait until we get down and really crack below 300. You could even use that 300 psych level as an entry. But I don't like using that, especially once we have wicks already. You don't need to use psych levels. The level's already there for you. And that level tells us that it's at 295. Based off the top wick of April 28th, that's the next level down you see from that 303. And you got 291 as a target, and then you got 280. You could even be a little careful. 284. So that's a big gap down that you could get from 295. I will play that versus the 309 to 303. I'll play 295 to 284 instead. I like that. $9 versus $6 gap. Sometimes you gotta have a little patience. You don't gotta play every move as it triggers, but you play the moves that make the most sense for what contracts you can afford and what move you're looking for. So Tesla, we're gonna put the call level in 317.57. I like it. I like it a lot. That sound like money. 325.86. That sound like good money. 317 to 325. That'll be beautiful. That's gonna be over 100% return right there. On a 2-week out contract. I'm looking for a contract at least 2 weeks out on Tesla when I'm doing this. And the stop out on the call, we will say is going to be that 314.73. We could actually even pull it. Yeah, we could pull it down a little bit more. Tesla could be a little volatile, so we're going to pull it down. 313.50. I like that better. And then 309 if you want to do the put, but I'm going to put in my chart, I'm going to put the 295 put entry for the Discord and 291 target because I want to try to make the most money. I'm going to give y'all the best levels I could find. But if you do want to get in early, feel free to take that 309 entry. Remember, everybody on the live, this is for educational purposes only. This is not financial advice. If you want that, you have to book a one-on-one consultation. Everybody's portfolio is different. Trade at your own risk, okay? And this is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Don't try to sue me if you lose money in the market. And the stop out of 295, we getting at 295. We'll stop out if Tesla gets back over 300. All right, I like that. How y'all feel about? How y'all feeling so far? How y'all feeling out there? Y'all got any questions? What y'all looking like?
I love it.
It sounded like money to me. If you ask me, it sounded like money. Let me see if anybody got questions in the YouTube or on the TikTok. I wonder why the TikTok chat don't come up. I gotta like. Let me pull it up over here. Let me see if I can see it on here. See if I can see the chat.
You could do spot one time for the one time.
You want to do SPY?
Yeah, let's put spot on there for the one time.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. Nah, the TikTok I forgot. I forgot on TikTok that I put the charting sessions. So the classes I'm keeping free on the TikTok, right? The live classes.
Okay.
But the charting sessions now, per charting session is gonna be like if you're not a member of the Discord and you're not joining in via the Discord, like if you're trying to join the charting sessions on TikTok, you're gonna have to pay at least like $3. Which is not shit, really, per charting session, but that shit will add up if you keep. Right, but if you might as well subscribe. You know, that's why I'm trying to get people to understand that. The information, there's some free information that's good that I'll give out, but then there's that information that I know is too valuable to give out for free. And I'm not trying to break people's pockets or back, but you're going to have to pay a little something for this. And that's why I'll be telling everybody in the community. Huh?
Pay for TikTok's what's it called? The TikTok marketplace. So why they can't pay $3?
Yeah, they be paying for stickers.
To make $300.
Exactly. They be paying TikTok stickers and all kind of craziness, but it's all right. As long as I just want to get the information out there, and who's meant to get to it will get to. That I truly believe in. All right, we had Tesla done. You said you want to do SPY?
I finally got somebody to jump in for you.
Hey, that's what's up. Appreciate you, man. Each one, that's how the best way we're going to grow, word of mouth, man. That's the best way and the fastest way the community grows. And that's how we're going to get this information out within the black community. Because, you know, black community people are real skeptical about anything involving investing their money or putting their money into something, the things that they really should be skeptical about, we're not, like sports gambling. But things like this that we're unfamiliar with, people are like, nah, I don't know enough about it. I ain't messing with it. But this is where the money's
You
at.
said that because I was just about to say, yeah, look, people put money on parlays every day. Every day. They don't know about tennis. They don't know about baseball. They don't know
Religiously.
about golf. But we do. We could definitely predict these charts though.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Exactly. Parlaying on sports you don't even watch. You never even watch a day in your life. You're just trying to hit on something today.
Hoping somebody make a 3-point.
So let's get these levels in for SPY, man. SPY is also near the all-time high like Q's are. So this is going to be one of those things that we may have to go down to the daily chart in order to find any levels on. And these are going to be small positions. Like I said, the smaller time frame you got to go down to find levels, the smaller your position should be. If you find these levels on a 30-minute, then you should have a 30-minute size contract, not any contract that's $200-$300. Your contract should be $50. All right, because you're doing this based off of what you're seeing on the 30-minute chart. If you're doing this based off of until you have expertise over that time frame. If you're a beginner trader, do not use high amounts of capital on small time frame triggers. All right, it will work sometimes, but more times than not, you're going to get hit. You're going to get smacked because the reversal is going to come in too fast for you to get out. All right, let's keep it pushing with SPY now. The daily levels on SPY, we're going to go down. This is going to be that case for SPY. We're going to look at a call entry. If SPY gets above 624.57, that's a call entry. And you got a first target on that right around 626.17. And we got to zoom in even more. That second target is up at the all-time high. When it retests all-time highs, that's when you get out, you shut down to that runner contract, and you see what it does for you. But you keep trailing your stop up behind it. You got to have that trailing stop in these kind of positions. And now put entry, which is what I know a lot of people are looking for this week. They're looking for put entries. They're looking for reversals in the market. A true put entry would be down here. Didn't mean to put that in. Yeah, true put entry would be right here at the 617.60 level. That'll be your true put entry, with the first target being right here at 616.30. And the second target will be this level I had down here at 613.35. So anything in between here, between 618 and 623, is considered chop zone this week. If we stay within this range, we pretty much going to be putting in the 1 bar, and it's going to be a choppy week. So we need a break. What'd you say, Rome? Oh, okay. All right, so there go your SPY levels. I don't got SPY on the chart this week, but I did that for you, Brian. That's for you, dog. You want SPY levels.
I appreciate you, big dog. You know I don't like SPY work. I appreciate you.
Now, guys asked for Walmart, so we're going to do Walmart live.
Let's do Wally World.
You know I need Walmart to push, man. Look at these two price levels. And look how it's been consolidating between these two levels. 99.11, 92.78. Look at this. This consolidation since April 14th. Once it got into above 93, April 14th, it never got above 100. It got above 100 for a little second, but it just stays in between $90 and $99. $92 and $99. We're headed closer to the 92 level right now. Let's see if we catch support there. If we get below that, that's going to be a put entry on Walmart, 92.78. And if you're not in Walmart already, we're at 94.40 right now. A call entry I will look for. Let me shrink the chart a little bit. Let's look and let's see This is weekly, right? Okay. I will look for your call entry to be right here. Call entry is going to be 9630. So you got a bottom wick right here that it meets, that it touched. You got a bottom of a body it touches. You got a bottom wick right here it touches. A top wick right here. So that's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you got a bottom wick right here, 6 touches, and a top wick right here. So this is 7 touches on 9630. So if we get back above that level, we have a good chance of retesting that 9911 level, which will be the first target on the call. 9633, 9911, and my 911. I like that number, 9911. I like that. I like that. The double 9 and the double 1. The omega and the alpha all together. That's a good price level. Need one of what? Need one of what?
911.
I need a 911.
911. Stop playing with you, bro.
Stop playing.
Turbo, man, big turbo. Come on. I need one. Before you know it, we gonna be on Biscayne driving back to back. You already know.
Alright, so because this is going to be a weekly call, I'm going to take the further away stop, which is going to be 9507. There is a level at 9566 where you can stop out at if it gets below there, but I'm gonna stick with it to 95. As long as we get hold above 95, I would stay in that call, because this is going to be a weekly contract, meaning that you should be getting a contract that expires at least, hold on, let me put it on the screen for everybody so we can all see. Weekly contract, 1 to 4 months out in expiration. Okay? So when you got daily contracts, is 1 to 4 weeks out. Weekly contracts are 1 to 4 months out. Monthly contracts is 4 months or better. So you could get these price levels, but if you're not getting the right time frames and you're not matching the time frames up to what I put on there, and you're not getting those contracts accordingly, you have a higher percent chance of taking a loss on that trade. I'll take a W because I'll get a contract that expires 2 months out. You got a contract that expires 2 weeks out. And I told you to get a weekly contract on MicroStrategy, but you got a daily instead. Now, you're taking a loss, and I'm taking a W on the same call out, because it may reject it and doesn't bounce back in time for your contract to be positive, but it bounces back in time for my contract to come back into positive. You know, and then the loss I'm taking is also not going to be as heavy as a loss on you on the pullback, because my contract is further out. So you'll be down 70% and my contract will be down 20%. That would be the difference if you don't get the right time frames. And that makes all the difference in the risk management of a trade and how much it makes your stomach curl when it's down. All right? Because 50% is much steeper than 15%, you know? Then you sit on a 50% loss. It does not feel good. So 99.11 is the first target for Walmart.
You said 99.11?
Yeah, and then $100.84 is going to be my second target for Walmart. The put entry is going to be $92.78 because we don't just love them one way. We got to look both ways. We never know what it's going to do. You got to have levels for up and down markets. And the first target I'll have on that will be 91.54. And then we could get a target down here at 90.69. If Walmart starts breaking below 90, we're going to have a big pullback coming in, that's for sure. So 90.69, the same way you played a runner to the upside for calls. After 90.69, you can hold a runner on Walmart and play that runner to the downside and look for the next levels that come down here potentially. If it could pull back down and retest 89, and then it could even come down here to this $88 level. And Walmart, I know it looks like a $1, $2, $3 moves, but because Walmart doesn't move that much as far as dollar ranges that often, a $1, $2 move in Walmart will push an option contract up like 40, 50% easily. Easily. And the stop out for the put, if you get in the put, you don't want to stay in it if we get back above. If we get back above 94.40, pretty much 94.40.
Wait. Walmart, you said 94.40?
Yeah, on the put, you would stop out.
Oh, on the put. Okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I put 95.11.
95.07 for the call. You can stop out. Alright, that's Walmart. You good, Goddess? You got those levels for Walmart?
She should be Gucci Poochie.
Oh man, I didn't think she in here no more. Where'd she go? I don't do levels for Walmart. You gonna leave? Yeah, that's crazy.
She ran off on the block.
Ran off twice. That's crazy.
Tonight or tomorrow?
Huh?
Are you gonna post it tonight, the levels, or?
No. I'm posting levels tomorrow. I'm posting levels tomorrow morning, and I do this on purpose because I do not want y'all taking trades Monday morning on open. Don't do it. Let the market.
Gotta wait until 10 o'clock.
Let the market settle out for you. I really don't even recommend trading on Monday. Wait till Tuesday. Okay? There may be some call outs that I'll call out live that I would suggest you take on Monday if I see live movements like certain companies like MicroStrategy and Coinbase and CleanSpark, because it's crypto week and they may be moving off of catalysts off of that, and you don't want to miss on the opportunity on those price movements. But outside of that, I would wait until Tuesday. So I'm gonna post the price levels up tomorrow, probably like tomorrow afternoon. And as far as the TikTok live, I think I gave out some good amount of levels for the low. And I hope you all take advantage of the price levels you got today. I know if you are setting alerts and taking the time frames accordingly, you will make profit, and you will able to also stop your losses before they get too steep. Okay, that's the key. The key in the stocks is not always making the most money. It's more so about stopping yourself from losing the most money. That's what people mess up. They want to make the most money, but they don't learn that the what does it say? The snare and the tortoise. You know, the hare and the tortoise. The tortoise wins the race. Why? Because it's slow and steady. You don't take too many big losses. The hare has crazy gains. Yeah, you may see people posting, "Oh, I made $10,000 or $100,000 on one trade," but they don't show you their losses, because their losses are $80,000 losses or $9,000 losses on a $10,000 gain. So they're not really going anywhere, or they're going somewhere, but it's not as much as you may think because of what you see them posting. So don't get caught up in the allure of posts on social media, and understand that the slow, steady money is the money that really generates wealth. You could get rich quick, but you cannot get wealthy quick. It's impossible to get wealthy quick. Wealthy takes time. Wealth takes time and asset accumulation, and that you don't do that overnight. You're gonna have to take time to do that. And things take contracts. Real estate takes time to execute. Commodities take time to build up. So that's where wealth is developed. Getting rich, you can get rich in the stock market, yes, but you will not get wealthy unless you are holding and buying long-term positions. All right, so all the option traders out there, do your thing, make your money, but always make sure you are developing some long-term stock positions. That develops your equity. Equity, you could borrow against your equity. That's how you get the liquid out your equity. That's a whole nother strategy that I go into in the community that I could teach. But you got to be part of the Discord to get these kind of tips and guidance. So make sure you subscribe today. And I will see you all tomorrow morning. We will see what the market brings. We'll see how crypto week plays out. And we all going to make some money this week. I'm putting that out there. That's manifested. We all going to make some money this week. So let's get it. Appreciate everybody in the Discord coming through. Y'all already know my culture shockers. I will see you.